tracks, not armed.
No.
There we go. Armed indeed. What the fuck is this?
Come on, man.
The fucking
Come on, man. News of the week. Hogan's Bikini Blast is the news. It's everywhere. It is all that is happening. So excited to see how Hogan's Bikini Contest is gonna go in Florida. Because what did you say? Was he gonna go over?
I'm not doing the job tonight, brother. I don't care if Titty Mania is running wild right now.
He's not doing he wins every fucking night. It'd be so funny.
He has
the winner.
And the manager is like every night trying to talk to him, like, hey, you gotta put
Hogan. He's like, oh,
you're not gonna be doing this forever, Hulk. You need to put someone over.
Megan's ready for it. Those are brother.
Those are work for me.
You see the merchandise sales, brother. I'm over.
You see the merchandise sales, brother. Yellow thong bikini.
And he's not even trying. He's like in board shorts.
And then his son thinks he's Hogan Jr. trying to do the Hogan impression and just mucking it up everywhere he goes.
He is, dude. It seemed kind of, forced.
He's got nothing else to do. He can't.
He's like, you better do it, Nick, brother. He's like, I got you out of prison. Remember,
is living the life
forever a felon. And
he made someone a vegetable.
Yeah.
And
he did.
He was drinking underage. Hogan goddamn well knew he was drinking underage. And then they fucking tried to drift, which who fucking drifts, bro? Come on. Like, it's stupid.
It's a very respected sport, Jess. That's not
apparently. Yeah, and he was drinking,
we're calling it a sport now. Okay.
What about car racing?
I guess it is. Everything but wrestling's a sport, right? Like, it's ridiculous because wrestling's not real, which I get it. That's the very essence of why it's not a sport. But like, I'm like, dude, fucking darts.
If you're gonna be able to gamble on it, bro, then it's a sport in my book.
It's a sport.
Drifting's a sport. Darts are a sport.
Sport is a competition, and all those wrestlers in the back are competing for that top spot for reals.
Right.
Fair enough.
So
trying to get over, man. Trying to get over.
Yeah.
But it's all about.
It's not too much different than like a fighter picking and choosing their fights. Like, you don't think on purpose, like Tyson, they purposely picked people that they knew Tyson was going to blow away in the first round.
Promoters book UFC boxing just like wrestling.
Round matchups.
We need this guy.
Like,
we need this. We need a squash match for him. So, and then sometimes though, it doesn't work out that way.
Right. Sometimes Buster Douglas.
And then sometimes they 1-2-3 kid it.
Speaking of trying to get over and talking about talent and stuff, did you see? I think it was it Morrison that was talking about Paul? What do you think of Paul? He's like, I think he's extremely talented, and
John Morrison.
I'm pretty sure it was Morrison,
okay.
and he was he's like, 2 years he can be really good if he wants to be. And he's like, yeah, but his first 3 matches have been on fire. He's like, yeah, if I got to, he did a lot of prep work for that. He prepped more than anybody ever knew. And if I got to spend a month with Shawn Michaels, he looked at her, I was like, who's ever been able to say they spent a month with Shawn Michaels prepping for a match?
Right.
And I was like, here we go. Now some of the feelings are coming out about Paul. And I was like, now it's starting to make sense. Now I see why he's so good in such a short amount of time. Like, you can't deny the talent. The talent and the athleticism is definitely there. But I was like, yeah, that says a lot about how he's able to do what he does. You spent a month with Michaels prepping for some of those matches a piece.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I still got to give him the credit for it.
It's fine though. He's still got to do it.
I'll give the credit for the talent. I just I'm glad other talent.
But you understand why?
Why he's able to do what he does.
Wrestle in front of 80,000 people at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. Like,
you better be wrestling
shit
or training with Shawn Michaels.
He didn't really mess up. Yeah.
Now, when you want to get a real training session, come to me, kid.
I mean, I think it's always been like that. I mean, LT did the same thing before Mania 11. Like, he got to train, because he's not doing the travel schedule, right? So he just got to train for like 2 months before with whoever, Tom Pritchard, everybody else, whoever was there at the time, and like got to work with Pat Patterson and all those other people. Like, so I just think that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I get it, but I think probably Lawrence Sarah would probably talk about that very quickly. Yeah, this is how I was able to do it. Like, Paul's not out there going like, yeah, I spent a month and I did this. Like, he's not going to admit that.
Right.
I think that's the difference. Like, just I guarantee you, Bad Bunny. Everyone talked about how hard he trained for 2 months. That's out there. That's public. Like,
I'm glad you brought that up because I just read today. I guess they brought Brian Kendrick back to train him for it.
To train Bunny?
Oh, really?
I guess because Brian Kendrick worked with all of them. I think he booked the WrestleMania match where it was Priest and Bad Bunny versus Miz and Ciampa.
Oh, so I'm so glad he's got a job.
Yeah, so Kendrick. Yeah, they brought Kendrick in again to train.
I'm so glad Kendrick's so good. I'm so glad
he is. Yeah, I know.
This whole thing,
people like him, like
him,
Jamie Noble's another one. Like those guys need to be back there. Those people again. I keep saying we got to do a Jamie Noble.
They deserve it though. They deserve a job.
He's so good, and he's like very like you don't remember him, but Jamie Noble was a damn genius in that ring. And
I love
what
Jamie
he was
Noble.
doing all the time. He's amazing, and that's why he's there though. That's why he's in the back because they need people like that
it's the ones that don't. It's the ones that don't reach the stone. You know, we're always like, it sucks. He's never gonna be on the Stone Cold Rock Cena level. But then it's like, but those guys get their job security because they're like, you're a good hand. He's a good hand.
Right, yeah.
You know? He was a good hand.
Yeah, I like that Jamie Noble's.
You gotta have good hands. You gotta have the mechanics, the technicians.
Yeah,
you gotta be a good hand.
He's good, son.
It was fine. Noble was fine.
All right, man. Fine. Raw and SmackDown results. What do we got? We know. We know on Raw who's gonna go try to go get that big piece of gold, Mr. Rollins.
Yep. After SmackDown tonight. Oh well, yeah, Rollins and then AJ Styles. It's gonna be AJ Styles and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. I remember it was said that a possible SmackDown, and I could see AJ Styles being the guy that wins the World Heavyweight. Actually,
I don't know though. Really,
I hope so.
I know, but I love AJ. I'm saying, but he's been I think he's been injured, right? He's been MIA for a long time.
He just came back.
He was injured, but and they brought him over with OC. So would you split
maybe
him
they'll
off
go in a
OC?
total new direction with him, and like what he'll win the title and then turn heel or whatever, and they'll just do
him
it
and
totally
Rollins.
different. Maybe
him and Rollins will have a program.
Just put it on fucking Rollins. He's your most. Everybody loves him, and like he's.
Well, I think
he's the direct lineage. Like he should beat Roman. I don't care what anybody says. Like
it's true.
It should be.
He has all the storyline capability. It ties in so easily, like for obvious reasons. But I always go back to the Royal Rumble a couple years ago. He beat him by DQ for no reason. He beat Roman by DQ. They were doing specifically that for a reason. And then Vince left about a year later, whatever. Like, and they changed everything around. But I mean, like, he still could go, I beat you. Like, I still beat you. So I should get a rematch. Like, and it's easy to do. Like, it's easy to put together. Yeah. He should totally. Now, I guess, what do you do with the person who does beat Roman? I don't know. You got to be very careful with that because they could get booed quickly. But they're not going to boo Seth. They're not going to boo Seth. He has realized his character, and it's almost a shame that he's already been 4-time world champion or however many times he's been champion.
Well, that's what it takes sometimes.
Can you imagine if he had only won secondary titles and then he beats Roman and that's his first reign? He's so ready right now. He understands his character. He's realized who Seth Rollins is after trial and error over the past 3 years, trying to figure it out. He was the architect for a bit, and he was trying to figure his world out. And then overly laughing, like so he's fucking great, wearing the big fucking balloon boots and shit. Like he's amazing.
Just for a minute, let's take him out of the equation because if he's gonna win this gold over here, it's probably not gonna go back over to Roman. So if it doesn't, and Seth and him are still separated for a period of time, it's very possible. SummerSlam is very, very close at this point, and there's nobody. There's no, like, put it this way, Roman's not going to wrestle in the next pay-per-view, right? We know that. He didn't wrestle in the last one. He's not going to wrestle till SummerSlam, more than likely, right?
No, he's wrestling at Night of Champions.
Who's he wrestling at Night of Champions?
The talk is it might be Omos.
Jesus Christ.
Roman?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Imagine. Okay. Come on, Homo sapiens. Okay. Let's go.
So it doesn't even make any sense. Like he lost to Lesnar and then he just lost to Seth.
Yeah, he gets a title.
Yeah, but it's in Saudi. So they want to see the big guy get destroyed.
Roman's going to beat him anyway. So Roman proves that point even more.
Big person of certain.
So you're going to get that. He's going to get SummerSlam. Who you would think SummerSlam is where someone could overtake Roman. There's no one even built in a program that could do that right now. I see Roman going back to WrestleMania with those titles at this point. There's nobody. He's not going to lose it at Rumble. He's not going to lose it in a secondary pay-per-view. That's just not going to happen. So if
at SummerSlam, Roman Reigns and Chad Gable.
At SummerSlam. I'm telling you though, the Homo sapiens.
I'm telling
Homo sapiens are going to get their way. Night of Champions.
He might walk into Philadelphia with those 2 titles still strapped. He might. I think it might happen.
He might win next year, dude.
Cody's washed. Cody's got to wrestle Brock and get pummeled. I don't say he's washed, but Cody could build back
almost. If almost ends a streak, I'll fucking die of laughter.
Dude, it would be fucking great.
Why wouldn't they do that?
It would be
great. That'd be the fucking best thing ever.
It will be great.
The match, ding, 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 and he gets him in the double choke slam and just,
like all fast. like Ultimate Warrior and Honky Tonk.
Or you have you can argue you have MVP cheats.
Roman's, I don't care who it is, get everyone in the back.
Yeah,
right
who's
now.
and then he just and then almost just runs down. That'd be fucking scary.
He just runs so fast.
Like he ducks Roman's clothesline and fucking.
Do you guys seriously think it's inconceivable that Roman will not walk into Philly without those? I think he might walk at this point.
I think he might. I think he might still walk away next Mania. Yeah, I think next Mania he's gonna walk away with the belt still.
That's the jokes. It's like 2035. He's pinning everybody. He's pinning like Thanos.
Well, so according to the rumors, WWE wants to modernize all the longest title reigns. So they want like Roman to beat Hogan's title reign. They want.
You know what? No one.
Which I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Well, dude, you can't even beat Hogan.
Well, there's already 3 people in front of Hogan.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, you can't do 10 years. What was San Martino's like 8 or 10 years? Or something?
Well, they're counting by 20. What next? Was it 2024? They said Roman would have to lose it in like September of whatever of 2024 for him to surpass Hogan. Or no, maybe it's next 2023.
Because Hogan was like a month over 4 years, I think. No, because he lost it February 5. So yeah,
he had it for like.
It was actually it was barely over 4 years. It was like a 4 years and a week, I think, and then he lost it.
Yeah, and Roman's had it for 2. So yeah, 2024 he would have to.
It's too
2024 September.
There's no way. People would eventually.
Yeah?
It would be like another Super Cena moment. Like no. Like,
well, and really because wrestling moves way too fast. I mean, when Hogan, it was a touring company when Hogan was there, and they toured to make their money. So having a 4-year champion wasn't fucking unheard of.
And when Hogan was running, what did you have?
Especially if he won bikini contest.
You had 3 pay-per-views a year when Hogan was running, or did you have any?
You had 2, right? WrestleMania was the first one, and then like they went to SummerSlam, and then Survivor Series. Then they went to SummerSlam. So
3.
When Hogan left in '93, they just hit 5 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the big 4 and King of the Ring.
It's just the
big 5.
And you kind of see it some duplication because Roman doesn't wrestle every pay-per-view, so you see some of it like that.
Yeah,
but still, it still moves like to Jess. Your point. It's too fast, way too fast.
Wrestling's too fast. Like it just moves too fast. I think his reign now is amazingly impressive, and it's awesome. Like
that's why they have the World Heavyweight Champion now. Can't knock it yet. Triple H has got a long. He plans these out for a long time. So if he's going to make that title really relevant, then people might not really care.
I don't know. I don't think it's as easy as saying he's going to make it relevant. I think Roman's too big, and so like everyone's going to be like, "But what about Roman though?" Like, why is Roman just sitting over there with titles?
Like, that's why he's having it on Raw, because Raw, even though we don't look at it as the number 1 show compared between them and SmackDown, WWE in their minds and the WWE Universe's minds and
they
the fucking people that own it, they feel it, and everyone feels that's the number 1
Raw's
show.
Their flagship show.
So it's automatically going to be, in the eyes of them that, okay, that's going to be the big title.
I mean, which is weird because like the show that got you $1 billion television deal should probably be your flagship show.
Yeah, exactly. And because it's the better show anyway.
I love Raw and all, but like, yeah, it's like listen, it's not like Raw's going to get canceled just because they focus more on SmackDown. Raw will be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, SmackDown.
So Cody has to face Brock again, and he's going to get absolutely pummeled, and he's obviously out of the race for the championship on Night of Champions. He's not in it. So, are we just coming to the conclusion that maybe Cody was never going to win the title, and he's always been okay with that? Just, you want to be in the main event picture, you want to create story, and maybe that's all it was.
He wants to finish the story.
He could win the title. It's not to say he's not going to. Who says when he wants to finish the story? But the story may not end for another 2 years. It's like he doesn't have to beat Roman.
What did Paul Heyman
say? We anointed him. I think fans. I say we as like fans. Like, I think the fans anointed him as the one that was going to beat Roman. And then when it didn't happen, they're like, well, what the fuck? It's like, well, they never really telegraphed it any more than they did anybody else. Like, they just...
Sure. It's just like when the fans were believing rumors that Bray Wyatt was coming back, and when he never showed up, they would always get mad at WWE and be like, stupid WWE didn't bring Bray. He's going to go to AEW, and he's going to get better there.
And that's not even their fault.
No, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Bray had to leave and take.
That's the same thing with the Cody Rhodes.
And I think Triple H is trying to figure out where the attention span stops. Right. So people are mad. Oh, they didn't put the title on Sammy. I was like, why would they knee jerk and put it on Sammy on a B pay-per-view? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense for them to do that. But they're expanding their bench. Shock. Now they have a megastar. I would say megastar. That's being a little crazy. But I mean, like, they have a superstar now in Sammy. They've made him like, so you could put him in the main event anytime you want. He's going to carry his own fan base now. It's not just a niche crowd anymore. That we all love Sammy. We love Sammy because he was El Generico. We loved him in NXT and all that stuff. But now he's an accepted character on the main roster. He's accepted. Yep. That's a big step. That's a massive step.
That's why they're where they're
accepted. That's a massive step. They're big. So you need, like, Drew McIntyre is accepted. Other people now, they're trying to get Gunther up there. You can feel it. Sheamus is accepted, and he's been around a long time, but you know, we should do a legacy on Sheamus because I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, Sheamus fucking deserves it.
He deserves the shit out of it because he's awesome. Mm-hmm. I think they're making a documentary. I think I saw a commercial for a documentary that they're going to do on him too.
Please.
So, those people are accepted. There's a difference between being just like your darling. Kevin Owens, I believe, is accepted too.
Yeah.
And, so I think like you get to a point where Seth Rollins is accepted. Like, and so you have these Brock Lesnar, everybody knows Brock Lesnar's a legend, really.
Yeah.
Like, and Roman's a legend at this point. Those guys are untouchable, but don't forget, thing is like,
don't forget
Lashley, like, why would I shoot Roman
Randy
down? Just a shot it and put it on Sammy, Ramy, AJ Styles, Randy, like, those are all, I mean, Randy's a legend too. He's like in a different area. But like, and if Bray would have stuck around, Bray Wyatt is accepted, like, because people still want to see his reincarnation.
He's coming back.
No matter how much it shits the bed every time. Like, when he comes back, people are like, I knew it. And then it shits the bed again. And then, like, and I don't know if it's him or not. I know we kind of want to say someone's wrong with that, but I don't know if there is anything wrong with it. Who knows? Anyway, but that's why you don't put the title on people like Sammy or even Cody right away, because you have all these different puzzle pieces. Like, the fact that Cody got eliminated by Lesnar from the tournament is interesting. Now you have a separate highlight match. So now you have a different world title competition going on, and you have Cody versus
you got stories
Brock.
Splicing up stories, man.
They can main event the pay-per-views that Roman's not there for. Then you have SummerSlam, so you're going to have Brock and Cody probably do their rubber match at SummerSlam, right? Because they're going to do the rematch Night of Champions, probably the rubber match at SummerSlam. Why would you not? And then you have, it's crazy what they can do now. Build your fucking bench, right?
Yep.
You don't.
Yep.
The way Vince did it was he just rehired all the stars because he got impatient. Vince didn't want to make people. You have LA Knight in the background right now. Yeah. Well, he's a guy who they can make, right? You finish your bench
looming on the horizon.
He's an absolute banger.
Austin Theory's right there. Like, you got LA Knight, Austin Theory right on the cusp. Like, they're not accepted yet. But I think Austin Theory will figure it out. Like, I don't think people have quite accepted. I think it's still kind of get off my TV heat.
Not to mention that you still got Edge and Rey Mysterio just hanging around too.
Oh yeah,
casually.
Dom's getting big. Rhea Ripley,
dude. The whole Judgment Day, they're pretty much over.
Yeah, they're all accepted. Look at how he's making these stars. Then on the Judgment Day is like their own little quarantine bubble, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's really good. So he's building fucking stars, and we're only not even a year into him running things yet. Like, he's building.
Oh, and then the better thing is WrestleMania, and before the draft, everything before the draft was Triple H wrapping up,
everything
sources
that was exactly
wrapping up Vince's stories, and now this is him beginning his universe.
And you still have other guys that haven't hit yet, like Mr. Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. Like, he hasn't found his niche on the main roster yet, but you got time with him.
Well, now they got their faction reformed on Raw.
Yeah, so they got time, right? The LWO is kind of a fun thing. I like the LWO.
I do
SmackDown.
too.
It's kind of
because they're all
cool.
good.
Like,
I like them all on NXT.
He's building all these different awesome levels. I almost think that, again, I really wish they would unify all the titles, and then maybe even bring a third title in, like a TV championship. So it'd be the world title, the Intercontinental title, and then the television championship, and they all travel between the
I like that
companies.
They're doing. I like what they're doing. I just wanted to I wanted to literally be where it's like they're literally two different promotions. So have the main title for each brand, but really,
right? Like, I always wanted that in the first brand. Remember the very first brand extension?
Yeah.
Remember the very first brand extension?
That's what I'm saying.
I think I agree with you. Like, I think they gave up on it
because I want all the guys. I want the LA Knights to win the title. I know not like the two LA Knights after LA Knight aren't going to win the title, but I want LA Knight to win the title, and then whoever they might be the Intercontinental Champion forever or something.
They've always been afraid of doing that. I think maybe the World Champion should be the only one that can bounce back and forth. But from the very first brand extension, remember, at first they did. It was like super. They had Raw pay-per-views and SmackDown, and they declined so much that they got scared. But I'm like, guys, everything's going to get worse before it gets better. That's business. But he's a publicly traded company at that point. He couldn't dip too much. You know what I mean? So I get it.
I also believe, though, like the biggest thing that happened with that was SmackDown was starting to make Raw look like shit when they did it.
Well, when Heyman was writing it, and then
Heyman was running it, and Heyman didn't have to worry about the finances. Like, all he had to worry about was creative. It was beautiful. He made Big Show look like a real giant again. He made excellent matches with Lesnar and
A-Train.
And honestly, when they brought back the draft and everything in 2016, SmackDown was fucking good. Remember they brought back No Mercy, the pay-per-view No Mercy? Dude, that pay-per-view was awesome. Still telling everyone. I'll still say to this day.
I'm telling you right now,
5,000 stars. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz.
That product was running circles around Raw, and I think that's what really scared them because they weren't controlling.
And it happened it's funny every time there's a brand split. It happens every time. Better show.
Because
I don't know why.
SmackDown. Well, I'll tell you why. This is what I think. When Vince was running it, and we could blame Vince for a while longer, I guess. But whenever they do a complete separate thing and creative splits, Vince always defers back to Raw. And his secondary attention is to SmackDown, if there's any attention at all. So when they get more freedom and they get to do what they want to do, and creative juices start to flow, you're not ripping up scripts every night. You're sticking to the script and you're letting the storylines carry out. It gets better, and it happens every fucking time.
Yeah,
when they do it.
That's a good point.
That's what it is.
Because it's. Oh, I wonder what the obvious factor is.
They obviously. I mean, they said when Vince ran it for that one night, when he ran Raw. It's
easy to attack Vince, but we all
scripts left and right again. He was right back to his old shit.
It's easy to attack Vince, but he made all the templates. I think
that's true.
I think your balls are going to swing pretty. Your balls are going to swing pretty low, like whenever you fucking create everything, but. I hate to say it. I think this was the thing that he needed to get him out, and now he's back running the business side, and that's great and all. Mm-hmm. But stay away from creative. You get old,
Stay away from creative.
You get old.
Still loving that the dirt sheets are eating their own shit.
Again,
he's in charge.
He's a self-made goddamn billionaire.
And now
that's legit.
And now WWE's leaking fake numbers of AEW.
He did it with a fucking wrestling company that he bought from his dad.
I don't think that shit's true. That's not true.
That's what Brian Howard said.
Yeah,
you would have thought I said that. Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff that I want to listen to. Brian
His Twitter handle.
He literally said that. He's all, the conspiracy side in me is kind of.
I don't want to talk about conspiracies, but I'm going to anyway.
But I'm going to talk about conspiracies for the next 20 minutes.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Doubt if WWE put that number out.
They are falling apart, and I love it.
Put it out there to make them look bad. I'm like,
they're
all, dude. They don't care.
All of the hosts of that show, they're all going to be like Dave Meltzer pre-cleaning room. After they spiral out of control completely.
They go crazy.
Alvarez is going to be like, yeah. They're just like, yeah.
They've got to still be so mad about getting Sammy wrong and then getting Cody wrong. Like,
Meltzer's going to be like, Alvarez, what's wrong with you?
As fans, we can go, whoa, that was a spin. I'm surprised. Not about Sammy, but definitely about Cody at WrestleMania. And I can only tell you, they probably, I didn't listen to the shows, but I bet they lost. I bet they all blew a goddamn gasket when it didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. Like, they just, sometimes it makes me feel good. I know
if they can make
if
they can make like a
warm and fuzzy when it happens. I think
if they can make a sauce out of whatever that is, just rub it all over me. Just dip myself in it and
you just bathe in it, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. Like you had just talked about it like weeks ago. You're like, it's so fun when they get it wrong because their reactions and what they do.
That's probably
it's comedy gold. They get so upset when they do. What's gonna happen.
It's fucking beautiful.
Doesn't even happen. It's like,
it doesn't bug me. Like, I don't care. Like,
it's not bug.
I think you like it a little bit. Like, you're like, that was.
Honestly, I'm super indifferent by it because they've been around forever. Like, I don't even know of a time when they weren't. Like, it's just. But I don't.
I don't get as mad as I used to. But when I hear some stupid clips and stuff,
people put stock in them, and that's the problem, right? Like, if you put value in them, then there's something. If you don't value them, which I don't. Like, if you they don't bother me at all. Yeah. Like, at all. Like, I don't.
That's even worse than what you saying. You don't value them at all. That's worse than me making fun of Meltzer. That was pretty low. How dare you? Like, how dare you try like you're nothing, person.
You just rolled me under the bus, you bastard. You
I'm all signing up for Wrestling Observer right now.
Yeah, you're all like their number one.
You just said, bro. Your buddy Jeff.
I'm all like that. I'm the pinned.
If you don't put value or something, you don't let something influence you. You just don't care. And like I don't care like what they say or what they feel or whatever. And like if I agree with something they say, I'm like that's a good point. If I disagree with them, like,
I think it's just fun to bring up here.
I still listen to them, on their YouTube.
When they fuck it up and they get mad, they try to blame other people for their fuck up. I think it's just fun to bring it up on here.
I don't agree with a lot of what Cordy says.
You know what? I think that any brand does that to get core audience, right? I think that it might be playing on the negative. Maybe it's a toxic thing that they're brewing there.
Well,
but at the same time, they're going to get the Pro Wrestling Insight or the PWI, not PWI, Wrestling Observer fan base, and get them all in a frenzy. That's the whole job that they do.
But eventually, people start ditching them when that's the only template they use.
I don't even know if they ditch them. I think that even people who hate them will still. That's the problem. Is haters give them more value than people who like them. The Howard Stern thing,
dude.
Why do people love Howard Stern? Because they want to see what he's going to say next. Why do haters listen to him? Because they want to see what he's going to say next. So that's the thing. Is like people who hate give them attention.
To your point, have you ever looked at the top influencers on Twitter and see who they also follow? So if you follow, say, someone just hypothetically on the left that's like got millions of viewers or followers, right? Because who do they follow? They follow Rush Limbaugh. They follow this person because
they all follow the
following the people they hate.
They have to follow who they hate because they can drag in both audiences. They can get on both platforms. They can get more clicks. And also, they have to follow what they say so they can respond and retort. Obviously, that's part of it.
Toxicity and divisiveness wins in this country nowadays.
You're playing the people that love you and the people that hate you. It's all a game.
Well, for me, I still follow the Alvarez and them because I still read when it's actual news that they post. I still like to read.
I love the work that Meltzer puts into the figures and the finances.
But also, I'd be a hypocrite if I was talking shit on them and I didn't know what they were talking about.
Right?
Like I also follow them because if I'm going to have an opinion on it, I got to get both sides. I need to hear what Alvarez says, and then I need to see the facts that come out, which usually prove them wrong all the time. And I love it, but it's just the way it goes.
I mean, that's you embellishing.
Really,
but okay.
They don't. That's
true, Jess. But
I would say it's 50-50 at worst, and I would say most of the time he's told something because WWE is trying to swerve them, which I think is dishonest. And I think that if they purposely say, "Hey, you know Meltzer, you talk to Meltzer, tell him that Brock Lesnar's going to start wearing a tutu next week." Tell him that. Someone of high authority is going to call him and say Brock Lesnar's going to wear a tutu next week. So they're going to report it. And they're not going to reveal their source because they don't want to lose their source. But then WWE goes, he was never going to wear a tutu, you fucking liar. And then they post it. And then
I
Seth
could be devil's advocate.
I
could be devil's advocate and say that they also make up stuff. And then they can say, well, that's what our sources
I honestly, I think that narrative is, I disagree with that 1,000%. I don't know why they would make
sorry that you disagree with that.
But Jez,
it's easy.
Jez, look
because it's easy in their stature now. In their status,
it's easy for them to get someone that works for the company to say something like.
No, I believe they do that too.
I believe they do that too. You guys don't see it. Look who's running creative. DX is fucking running creative. Of course, they're going to tell somebody something like that. Of course, that's going to happen.
I mean, and again, I'm not suggesting that
you don't think Shawn Michaels and
but good.
But I think the narrative out there that Dave Meltzer makes things up is not true. 100% not true. I think that he's told that on purpose, and I think a lot of people mislead him.
He is.
Yeah. Now,
but there's also
maybe he needs to power up his sources. Maybe he needs to.
Hold on. Any news reporter that started getting bad sources, bad stuff from their source would stop being a source, would they not?
I guess it would be a bad source, but you got to consider today's environment. What is news today?
I don't think they're naive.
Is any of it honest? You know what I mean? All of it is to get ratings. And I'm not saying this is correct. I'm not saying it should be this way. I'm saying what it is. All of it is to get their individual hits, to get subscribers, news channels, to get ratings. It's all about ratings and money. Anywhere you look, left, right, middle, doesn't matter. It's all that way. All this life is about ratings and about money and about advertisers.
Messing with them or taking a piss on them. They don't care.
And the middle's got to worry about everybody.
Yes, is it distant? They should just call themselves Wrestling Observer Entertainment because they are. Yeah, you know what I mean? They should not call themselves a newsletter. I agree with that, and I think that phrase is antiquated anyway. I think newsletter was 80s and 90s, and they just stuck with it, right?
Oh wow!
I don't think that it should even be called that. I think they should call themselves Wrestling Observer.
Bringing in the big words for the podcast today, huh?
What did you say?
Did you lock up?
Oh, there, I'm back. Are you there?
Oh yeah, there you are. Yeah,
can you hear me?
See that goddamn
prelim. I'm putting my charger in my laptop. Sorry.
Oh my! No.
I said, you bring some.
That's a view we didn't have to see there.
If I see the head of your penis poking, I'm leaving.
While we're showing things off, we got Finn 14 Staples here. You know?
So it's all relative, right? Like I get it's easy to attack them and just say something so like vague as like they make stuff up. I think that's a vague bullshit excuse, and I think that Eric Bischoff and Pritchard say that because they've been caught in lies a million times, and they get pissed off when they get caught. Now, is it luck that they got caught? Probably, because like Dave Meltzer doesn't work in a locker room. He doesn't work for a company. I agree with all of those statements that they say. But like when they just say he makes shit up, I'm like, he probably got it from you, or he got it from someone that knew you that got wrong information. I don't think he made it up. I think he got wrong information.
It's all carny bullshit anyway. I mean,
and then when you get wrong information, you go off in that direction, and then you're so far away from the truth. I get how people can think that he makes it up. But
and by the way,
think that's not an honest statement.
It's also not. It's not a set path. It's like I said, we all know it's fake. It's I don't say fake. It's.
I also think that a lot of things that he says on his podcast that are his opinion, people print, and they rip off and they say that Dev Meltzer reported.
They do that too, though.
Mm-hmm. But it's predetermined. But at the same time, like they could change their mind about where they want to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and I think that's fair.
I don't know how that's going to work when they start allowing gambling.
I think we all have the same opinion about dirt sheets. We do, no matter how we word it. But at the same time, it's like
like what do they?
Giving them all that power and saying something so venomous, like they make it up. Like it's you're giving them power. No, you're giving them strength.
I don't think they. Well, I guess it would be considered making up. I think what they'll do is they'll do something like, for example, let's say Brock versus Cody. Usually, what usually happens if, like, let's say Brock got the better of Cody on the Go Home show, that means Cody's going to win. I feel like sometimes they'll take something that's obvious like that, and they'll be like, well, what we hear is, it's going to go down like this.
They can make good
and then they're like,
yeah.
I don't think they completely, like, fabricate a story. Or I feel like sometimes, too, and this is just my opinion, I think it could be true because I think a lot of media is dirty in general, but I think they hear something and they know it's not fucking true, but they'll still report it anyways and be like, well, what they're talking about doing is. Without saying that, we know it's not true.
That's a very good point. They'll dress it up.
Yeah, I hear what they're thinking. But I don't think they make everything up. I think they have
here's
sources.
The question, though. Does anybody have any idea? Like when you talk about you can say this is how it's going to go, and then you change your mind. What happens when the gambling starts coming into it, where they can't just change results? Right? If you start changing results in the middle of the match, or you change them days or hours before,
I don't even know how that's ever going to fly because I always think of the Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan match on Raw, where Daniel Bryan got thrown, he hit the guardrail and they had to stop it because he had a concussion. So how you have to stop it?
Or when
you know what I'm saying?
When he messed up his arm too,
it was the shoulder. Remember, he was supposed to beat Randy Orton that night, and he got pissed, and he even fought Triple H in the back because he's like, "Oh, you finished your match with a torn quad, and like you're telling me that like I had to stop the match."
Daniel.
I mean, it's 2 different years, Daniel.
2 different years, Daniel. 2 different years.
So that's what I'm thinking. So let's say they do have an ending, and someone gets injured, and they have to stop the match. How do you do that? I don't think you should ever gamble on wrestling unless you're totally willing to accept the fact that shit happens, like it's
or
like,
you can get
just like betting on a fight.
You can just get proper fucked, as they say.
It is true, and you're right. And like we were talking about before too, you don't really know how the fight was dressed up, right? It could be completely not rigged, but it could be a completely like purposeful fight for, like you said, almost like an enhancement talent.
I still wonder, like what if you gambled on it and everybody was looking for Cody?
Whoever bet on Buster Douglas, I swear they're probably still laughing.
The line got so out of control that they switched it back to Brock. That's what everybody would have said if there was gambling on WrestleMania for that match and everybody bid on Cody and it was going to be like a 2 to 5. You have to bid $5 to win 2 more, in Cody's favor because everyone's just seeing that's where the story's going to go, and then they give it to. Obviously, Roman wins. Everyone's going to say they just saw the line and changed it. Like, there's no way you can sustain it in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's a prime example.
You know what? I'd be like, hey, cutscenes and highlights and video packages doesn't mean he's going to fucking win, buddy. Just because you got emotionally invested in the
I agree, but when it's predetermined, you could change the predetermination and everybody would always question it.
Yeah, and isn't that the point? Because it's like, you get them fucking involved in the story. You shouldn't you could want someone to win, but if you get disappointed, it's like, I take it back. You could be disappointed, but if you get mad, like, fucking, they lied to me, lie to you. You know what I mean? Like,
nobody told you that was going to happen.
Like, it's so funny. People get legitimately mad, like Cuz was saying. They get fucking pissed. You lied to me. What? Like, how did I lie to you at all?
Seriously,
like,
I don't think I was, and sport. I wasn't mad after SoFi Night 2. I was like, whoa, that did not just happen. But I was still like, what a fucking great match. I was still.
See, I told you it's not like the movies. If it was the movies, the happy ending would have happened.
But people walked out of there pissed off, and some people walked there like,
win the title and kiss the girl, like just a random girl. He's all happy. His wife's all, I'm in the front row. He's like, I know, it's part of the show, babe. Shut up.
It's part of the show. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Giving out roses again? Just giving out roses again, Jess? Yeah.
It's all me brandy.
You still got that rose, babe? You still got that rose?
You know who needs
to the handsome stranger?
The handsome stranger.
You know who needs to beat Roman? You know what? Let Roman go into WrestleMania next year.
Triple H.
Let him walk out with the titles. No. You build this up. You already have the beginnings being made. Sad Corbin. That's going to be his redemption.
Fucking
because
love Corbin.
Corbin is the last man to ever pin Roman Reigns.
If Corbin beats him, he is, isn't he? I think I read that somewhere.
He's the last one to ever pin him. I mean, what a redemption! Everyone's behind the sad Corbin, and that's literally his like.
He does like what you said, like he's like the honkies. I don't care who's back there, come out there. Yeah. And then like just like Cody at the beginning, he's like, "There's more than one wrestling royal family." Yeah. It's a voice that comes over. He's like, "I'm the last one to pin you." Corbin, Corbin.
And he comes back as
running.
Comes back as the lone wolf.
30 seconds.
Comes back like the lone wolf.
He puts a wig on for the long hair.
He already says he wants. He already says he wants to bring back the lone wolf.
It's a great.
But he can't. He can't grow.
But I loved, by the way, and I bet it'll be the greatest thing because like he got to. Sometimes I get it. We get frustrated when these guys like get shit gimmicks, and then they make chicken salad out of chicken shit. We're like, God damn, push them. I think he's so much a better performer for what he's been through.
He is.
Like, I mean, how is Corbin not? Like, how is he not like? So if he did the lone wolf now, I bet there'd be a different layer to it. He'd be way better with it. Like, God damn it. And so I don't like us watching them grow up so much, right? Like,
I know.
I like it, but at the same time, like, you see them, again, Seth Rollins is 95-time world champion. I'm like, I kind of wish he never won it at all. Like, and then now that he's finally figured out his character, can you imagine him winning it for the first time now? How special that would be. I think that's why people gravitated to Cody because he's never won a world title before. So if he could win a world title, that'd be that special,
That would
but
be
I think
the first
that
one.
what to Cuz's point about Triple H slowing it down, I love that. I love it slowing down. I love the title not changing hands so much. I love people being able to develop their character and never win a world title. And then when they finally do, oh my God, it's special. And the ratings get big.
Can you imagine?
Merchandise sells more. You make another star.
Could it's awesome. You imagine? He's the sad Corbin gimmick. And for the next 2 years, he loses every match. And then he wins in 2 years. In 2025, he wins the Royal Rumble. Goes to WrestleMania.
It's not quite Buster Douglas. It's like a Buster Douglas story where no one thought he should even be there with Tyson.
I'm telling you. How do you make the next big star? And then
even though Buster only had like 2 or 3 losses under his belt before he faced Tyson,
and legitly
looked like he was washed.
He was in the top 10 of heavyweights, but like barely. And then they were just like, just give him a fucking mandatory challenger. It's fine because he already signed to face Evander. That was already signed and done.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, when you get done with Douglas, you face me.
That's why Buster had to face Evander after Evander tore him apart.
Yeah. Fucking knocked out. He also came in like 30 pounds overweight too.
Yeah, he was fat.
But
I'm telling you though, Corbin.
And again, I'm not just saying this because we like saying his fucking theme song and his little catchphrase or whatever. There is an organic pop every time I hear LA Knight, and I'm like, you guys, like,
it's real.
You fucking guys,
you got something there.
This is something. Put a secondary time. He should beat Gunther. He should beat Gunther or someone like that, and like just realize his own. Let him. It's like I remember I felt the same way when The Rock was getting over. I was like, God damn it! Like The Rock is like. It almost got to a point where it's like, okay, he's not heel anymore. Everyone loves this guy. Please God, like,
where is Gunther in relation to LA Knight? Are they both on SmackDown?
Raw.
Both on Raw.
No, well, I think LA Knight's gonna stay on SmackDown, right?
Is he? I'm not sure. I think you might be right.
Damn it. No, I think he went to Raw.
But Gunther's Raw, right?
Imperium's on Raw. Mm-hmm.
Or LA Knight beats Theory. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter. Like, to me, I'm like, dude, just get him. Like,
I just wonder who he'd face. Yeah. But like,
he could wrestle.
Right, he could legitimately.
He could wrestle. He cuts a promo. He's been on indies for years. He gives you what you fucking want. Like, just get this guy over. I'm not saying you have to get a title, but don't make him lose anymore. That's step one. And then step 2, like, just get him in his fucking title, get him as featured. I know people will want to tune in to watch him. He will become a character that people are like, oh, fucking LA Knight's on, awesome. Like, and that's how you start building a star. And he's in his late 30s, so you got to hurry a little bit. Like, I'm not saying that we don't have other wrestlers in their 40s, but you don't want to always put all your money in the 40 bin, right? You want to, develop young stars and rely on the 20s and 30s, but get this guy over. He fucking gets it. Like, his catchphrase, his fucking cadence, everything is like Austin and Rock-ish. Like, and it's not a ripoff. You don't say like, oh, he's just copying, like Owens just blatantly ripping off the stunner, and I'm supposed to like that. Like, it's just he sounds like The Rock. He has that swagger. He has that same swagger and that snap to his voice that Austin had. Like that. Yeah. Let me tell you, like, and it's a very commanding, like, voice.
Let me talk to you.
Like,
let me talk.
Yeah, he's gold.
He's got the size. He's got everything, man. He's
he's in great shape. Like, he's animated. He can have cool merchandise. Like, dude, he's everything. Like, he's everything.
I don't know what I think about the name. I wish they would have. I don't know what else it would have been. His name.
I like Eli Drake too. I wish they would just kept
Eli Drake. Actually, yeah, he had a different one when he was in NXT. It was like Shane.
Oh fuck, you're right. Fuck, I don't remember. Yeah,
but yeah, Eli Drake was. I did like that name better.
Don't matter. We're all in on LA Knight, man. It's all good.
But I mean, who's to say from 2 years from now that's the best name in the business?
Yeah, goddamn LA Knight makes total sense.
Who would have thunk it, man?
NYD tried out, but he didn't make it.
The ringmaster.
It means something, right? His dad's name is Lewis. His mom's name is Angela. L.A. Like, it's all personal and like deep, and we're like, oh fuck, that's the greatest name I've ever heard.
So funny.
But then, we kind of tapped on it too. Like, Backlash was excellent. I thought that was great.
It was a great
good show. The Puerto Rican crowd fucking made it amazing, like, which was awesome. A lot of people, and I hope most of the B shows go outside the United States. I think that'd be a cool little flair, like, and a cool little different thing. And then you get people, dude, Carlito coming back and Savio, the fucking crowd, dude. Like, just it's amazing, and it's real. How cool is that Puerto Ricans get like that nod? Like,
I love that Carlito got all that love, because like he wouldn't get it anywhere else, and it was so great to see him. And people forget that guy's underrated too. That's another.
That's another guy. Yeah,
Savio was a great worker.
Everybody that worked with Savio loved him. Thought he was awesome.
He was great, kid. He was fine.
He's great. Savio was a good hand.
Savio was great.
Yeah,
he's just like Kurt Angle.
We got good checks after that show. Yeah.
Oh, he's Stone Cold.
That's awesome. Stone Cold the same way. Yeah, he was fine.
He was great.
It was great hand.
It was fine. Great hand.
Great. He was great.
Yeah, and we talked about too. Dave and I were a little bit earlier too. How they book Cody and Brock really good, and like it's like he gets. My whole philosophy. If you go back to the DDP and Randy Savage feud, if Randy Savage won that first match, I don't know if DDP ever would have achieved the heights that he achieved. But because DDP on their first match together
he snuck one out,
fought off the NWO, hit the Diamond Cutter, crawled slowly and pinned him, that made him a player. And by the way, nobody remembers that Macho Man won match 2 and match 3, and nobody cares. Everybody talks about the night that Macho made DDP. Yep. And so same thing. Lesnar got pinned. Everyone remembers that Cody got him. So Lesnar can beat the shit out of him in their rematch and win, and it's fine. Like, it's fine because they're going to have a rubber match, and that's okay because Cody's going to be like, all I need to do is get lucky and pin your shoulders. It's fine. You're bigger than me. Of course you can beat the shit out of me. Duh. Look at us. Like, all he's got to do is be practical with the crowd, and the crowd's like, that is true. He's a lot bigger than you, Cody. He can probably beat the shit out of you. It's like, yeah, I know, but I'll get past him. Like, if I'm going to learn to be a champion, I'm going to figure out a way to get past guys like this. And I already beat him once, and he beat the shit out of me. Okay. Let's have the third match.
Seen all the social media on him running to the fast walking to the stairs, and he looked.
I love it.
He looks like the Bruiser Cats on Tom and Jerry.
In my mind, it was more of a. I know he probably didn't mean this, but it was more of a tribute to Crash Holly because that's how Crash Holly used to walk as the super heavyweight.
He pays tribute to a lot of people in there.
Who was doing that?
Like
Crash would do that all the time.
No. Who was doing the video?
Cody.
You go. Yeah,
when he attacked Lesnar on the outside, he walked to get the stairs, and he did the exaggerated like strut, and he got the stairs and fucking threw it at Lesnar, and like it was fun. And now they made a meme about it. It's great.
There's
good for Cody.
Crash Holly. I love Crash.
Cody's another one. Cody's a goddamn another one that like just he needed the journey that he was on. He's so good. He understands pacing. He knows how to be a face. Do you know how fucking hard it is to be a face in 2023? Yeah. That shit's difficult. Like. He's doing really well. I'm not saying he won't get booed here and there, but like he's just doing well. Like I really enjoy Cody, and it's kind of amazing.
He can sustain the face run for as long as they need it to. He'll be okay. He knows how to do
it. And and they're going to separate him and Roman. It looks right now. For now, who knows? They'll come back and revisit it because the story, it's not over. And who knows? He'll get past Lesnar. It'll be fine. Like Lesnar will win the rematch, and Cody will probably win the rubber match.
Brock is going to destroy him at Night of Champions.
And he should. I'm not saying it should be a squash per se, but he should really let it. And then Cody come on and be honest the next night with his bruises and his stitches and be like, you know what? I need to learn.
Jess, you don't want to see 2014 Cena Lesnar SummerSlam? You don't want to see that?
That's what's going to happen.
Well, it could be that. That was a squash match only by just praise. Like the match was like 10 minutes of him beating the shit out of John Cena, for 10 minutes.
Cena almost got one reversal, and that was it. He laid out.
I guess what do you define a squash match as? It's more one-sided, right? That's the proper definition of a set. Because it's not. I mean, time could be a factor too, right?
He's not going to get him on one powerbomb and pin him or one F5 and pin him. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's going to man.
So funny if that's what it was. Minutes. I'd be like, you just ruined everything.
And he's gonna man.
I think Cody's gonna crawl. I think Lesnar's gonna be in control. Cody's gonna crawl. Cody's probably gonna bleed. Cody's gonna crawl up the ropes and just not give up. And
it's gonna be like Randy Orton again.
Cody's gonna hold on to the legs and beg for forgiveness. It's gonna be
and just be like, I'm not giving up. I don't care. I'm not gonna care. And then he could even get on the next night. Yeah, he beat the shit out of me last night, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm not done with you. You know what? I actually want to fight Brock Lesnar for a third time. Can you believe that? And the crowd will go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Someone because he's scary. He's fucking scary. Who gets on there and says, I fucking love it. I want to fight you. I love it. No one does because Brock Lesnar's scary. So you get Cody to that point. They booked him right. It's glorious. I love it.
Just boil it. But then you do something to put the odds more in Cody's favor. You make it like a no DQ, anything goes. You can use any stuff you want. That's how the Bad Bunny Damian Priest match went so well, because you protected Priest so much. You made him you got him injured. He was on one leg. Then everybody came to help Bad Bunny at the same time. So Priest lost that match, but he came out fine. And but you can do equalizers.
That was another good match too. I really enjoyed that match.
It was a really good match. But you could do equalizers like that with Cody and Brock in that final third if you want Cody to go over. You bring in trash cans and sticks into it and stuff, and then everything kind of evens out. So I'm just saying that's something that they can do.
It was a good show overall. The Backlash pay-per-view reminded me kind of the Attitude Era a little bit, or right leading up to the Attitude, because the Stampede one, the In Your House, the one where it was a famous 8-man tag and Brett and Owen got massive ovations. The Canadian Stampede pay-per-view.
Yep.
It reminded me like that. I love it when the B pay-per-views are themed in a weird way, not cornily themed, WCW dressing up Spring Stampede with fucking hay and horses everywhere. But I mean, it. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Stampede one was it was its own thing, and it's become legendary. It's a great card because
it is.
You can't really cite one great match. There was no 5-star, to quote Dave Meltzer, but I mean the energy was just dead on the entire night. Everything made sense, and this Backlash pay-per-view reminded me of that. Everything made sense.
Stuff overseas, right over the pond. I think we all know that there's going to be Night of Champions. That happens every year now, but I think there's going to be a pay-per-view in Germany coming up. There's going to be a few others. There's stuff coming.
Australia, I think Australia.
There's going to be Australia and the UK, or England. I think England's getting Money in the Bank, right?
I thought Germany was getting one too. So those things are going to sell out. They're going to sell out.
Dude, I would like to hear that, Germany or France or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Get some of those crowds in there.
All that stuff is coming, and they're going to make a ton of money on these kind of world tours.
They go to Germany, they're going to bring fucking Alex Wright out for an appearance.
Oh, shit, yeah. He gets the Carlito pop, he walks out.
Is that
imagine music playing everyone? 80,000 people doing this, and he comes out. He's crying. He's all because it's real.
Yeah.
Is his wrestling school there, or is it in
great
the
moment?
States?
The boyhood dream.
It could work. It could work if he actually resides in Germany, but I thought he resided here with his wrestling school. But I don't know.
Oh man,
I can't remember.
And before we flag off too, we gotta throw it in here, right? Let's be fair. No one's saying that they're as big as WWE because that would be stupid to say. I'm just saying that AEW selling 60,000 seats so far is pretty fucking cool for wrestling in general.
That's awesome.
You saying they're as big
pretty
as WWE?
Fucking cool.
That's awesome. I'm happy for him.
What? You saying that they're as big as WWE? Is that what you're trying to say?
They're number one. What are you talking about? They're just as big. They're just as big.
Never.
Anybody who says that's ridiculous, first of all, they're not. Yeah. No one's coming close ever again, by the way. It's just done. But the fact that this secondary promotion can get that interest, and whether they're starved or not over there is almost irrelevant. The fact that they're going to have probably 70,000 people like in that, and that's kind of cool for them, right? Like, there's a lot of those people. I hope they don't botch. I swear to God, I hope it's not a botch fest.
That's near, but that's near sellout. I mean, it only holds like 80, right?
I hope Tony Khan hires agents just for that one night only to make sure that people
he needs.
You know what I mean? Like, every match has to tell a story and be its own little show. You cannot botch.
The problem is going to
be negative because I just started out trying to be positive, and now I'm like, oh, listen, like, but he's really got to fucking. This is a big show, right?
Like,
they're going to have Will Ospreay there. They're going to probably have Okada.
I would hope his dad is like, listen, you stop doing that shit.
Not to mention,
stop snorting that shit up and fucking.
There's the anticipation of Punk being there too, so there's a lot riding on it.
Punk, and nobody knows, right? This is another thing where the wrestling fans have said Punk's returning. We're assuming that, and I know he is going to return on the debut of the Saturday show, but they haven't even announced Punk for the debut of the Saturday show. So
we don't know. Yeah, we still don't know. And all we are is once again hearing bullshit rumors that people are probably making up.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
And they're going to disappoint because the fans are going to take it in stock. They're going to think AEW advertised it, even though they didn't.
Even though they did, and that is fair to AEW. And then, actually, that's probably the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about AEW. Roderick Strong.
I always say
back with Adam Cole,
What?
Roderick Strong is back with Adam Cole.
Yeah, he came out to no reaction, literally.
I mean, he's been gone for too long. Like, why?
No, you know what? He's an indie darling.
You liked him when he was on NXT. Stop it!
I did.
Look at you.
I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just
that's
calling
true.
It like
he didn't have a reaction. You're right.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
No, really. No, that's what was sad. That's what makes me mad, man. Because they were the biggest fucking thing going.
They were awesome. I loved their fucking.
And then now, listen to that reaction now.
Biggest thing going on in NXT.
He'll build.
Well, you know what I mean.
He looks in great shape. He looks motivated.
Yeah, he is. He does. Fucking traitor. But yeah.
Boom.
Fucking Messiah the backstabber. Not backbreaker.
Backstabbing piece of shit. You just did it to go to Wembley, you cocksucker.
Yeah, he really is the Messiah of the backbreaker. So now he's the Messiah of the backstabber. That's his nickname, Messiah of the backbreaker. But now he's the fucking backstabber.
Messiah of the backstabber.
Might as well turn that W this way and fucking stab it right in the fucking.
What is happening with you right now?
This is going nowhere.
I know. I did this on purpose. I knew it was already time to wrap it up.
Everywhere.
All right.
Oh, God damn it.